333. RIP P. Dour P. PhD. Yo. I said, RIP TV. Tell the homie. Mob Deep Mondays, that's everyday, thoughty. It's all for the community. That's what P showed me. We lost without the unity. Where the fuck is the OGs? RIP P. God bless the real. Only for the righteous. The rest will go to hell. Flipping through the book of Revelation. Figure it out. Transliterate the translation. Do it yourself. It's the last days. Life is a test and we in a cage. Concrete jungle. Everyday struggle. Fuck the pain. I'm on some HNIC shit. A Gellion 3 shit. If you don't know what I mean, you was never G. Real shit. RIP. Yo, P, play that beat back, 333. Burn some weed, we repeat that. Shake me up a tuka pack, break me off for 20 pieces. I'm gone, never looking back. Y'all can't talk to me. RIP TV, tell the homie. Mob Deep Mondays, that's everyday, thoughty. It's all for the community. That's what P showed me. We lost without the unity. Where the fuck is the OGs? Like the weed, play some IMD for me. It's hell on earth for real, but y'all don't wanna see paper trail politics. All the shit was prophecy, strictly for the family. Peace to the prodigy. RIP P, I sleep when it's time for me. Dope dreams bring the skizzy, pour the Hennessy. Searching for some inner peace, couple hundred G's. Deadly weapons and some weed just for you and me. RIP P, I sleep when it's time for me. Dope dreams bring the skizzy, pour the Hennessy. Searching for some inner peace, couple hundred G's. Deadly weapons and some weed just for you and me. Yo.
Yo, what the fuck is up, everybody? It is time for the motherfucking Dour Hour. The return. I can't say the return because who knows if I'm going to do this shit tomorrow or not. But I got some time this afternoon, and it's been a while. So it's time for the Dour Hour. So, what up, everybody? Vegas, what up, homie? Bud Toka, what's good? T-shirts are 30 plus shipping. I got a whole bunch of new stuff coming. Next week it should be done. But short sleeve hoodies, shorts, some other things in the pipeline. So, I'm also waiting for the bonuses that I like to put in when people order shit from me to get here. So it's actually taking longer to get the shit that I want to add in the packages than to actually get the fucking hoodies and shit done. But I got one more thing that needs to be delivered, and it should be here tomorrow. And then I'm going to start shipping things out. So definitely get your orders in. Vegas, I got you, homie. I got a little package I'm going to send you just for being dope, yo. But other than that, welcome to the Dour Hour, everybody. It's good to be back. It is a new world. Out of nowhere, without a ballot initiative, without a single vote, without a single piece of discussion, they legalized weed in New York yesterday. Like, dude, they didn't even vote on it. They just made an announcement. Yeah, weed's legal, and it's legal today. You know, like usually they make it legal, and then they're like they'll set up the infrastructure and things like that, and then it'll be like a year, 2 years, it'll be illegal on this date. They just fucking made it legal just out of nowhere. Like, it's legal to grow. You can have 3 ounces walking down the street. You can have up to 5 pounds in your residence. There's no rules in New York anymore, people. So, shout out to our sponsors, Cushwick Farms and My Mom's Medibles. They are about to have a good year, I'm guessing. So, yo, I was high as shit yesterday in celebration, y'all. I have to like force my eyes open. Yo, Bud Tucker, how many plants do you get? Because it's like 3. You can have up to 12 per household in New York. Sorry, I got people hitting me up who have just decided to join the crypto universe, and you guys know me. I am down to pass on the knowledge that I have acquired to anybody. So, you know, the Dour Hour usually evolves into crypto talk at some point. I will say something, man. It feels weird to have it fully legalized in New York. I've lived here for 17 years. The shit has not been legal. Even when you had your medical card, you still had to be able to show and prove that shit if you got pulled over. Especially if you were in a car that smelled like weed. Jesus Christ, everybody's going to jail. And then now, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, without any explanation or any warning whatsoever, it's like, it's legal. It happens so quick in New York that there's still people who have no idea that we just went legal. Which is hilarious. Like, I'm all for it. Yeah, I mean, hard to imagine that, right? Like, that me would be all for the legalization, but it's just really weird how they rolled that shit out. Oh, I gotta turn that light back on. There we go, that's better. Yeah, really odd how that shit worked out, but whatever. So, shout out to our sponsors. And if you happen to be in the New York area, hit up the sponsors and support them because, yeah, Vegas, what's what I'm saying, dude. Usually there's this huge legislative process. And they've done votes many times, but it never passed. So you even have to look at where they would have normally a prop vote, a proposition vote. None of that shit. No proposition vote, no nothing. Just like, here, smoke weed, everyone. And like I said, it wasn't even like, here, it's going to be legal in 2022. It's like, it's legal today. Have at it. I was like, wait a minute, what? Really? I thought it was an April Fool's joke, to be honest with you. If that shit came across the news, I really thought it was an April Fool's joke. But it's not. And here we are in a new frontier. I'm fucking with it. Vegas, they go through this huge long process in every state. And that's what I don't understand, how it happens so quick here. Because it didn't pass in November. So it would last year in 2020, so you were automatically thinking the next ballot initiative will be 2022 in midterm elections. So it's just like, all right, next year it's going to happen. And then all of a sudden they're just like, no. Have at it. We'll figure out the regulations and everything. We're just, have at it. Smoke weed, everyone. I can't wait for the cannabis cups in New York now. That shit's going to be awesome. Yeah, man, I've been smoking blunts. I mean, I've been smoking blunts in the streets of New York for 15, 17, 20 years at this point. And, to now that you can legally do it, because supposedly in New York you can legally smoke weed anywhere that you're allowed to smoke cigarettes. It's a whole new fucking frontier in this city, dude. So anyway, yeah, dude, Vegas 420 in New York's going to be wild this year. I imagine like Central Park and Prospect Park. Yeah, I know, dude. For us, this doesn't change anything. It's not I want to smoke more weed. I can only breathe so many times during the day. But like the major parks in New York during 420, it is... And ain't nobody smoking with a mask on, so it's about to be wild. Anyway, what's up with you guys? What have you guys been into? What do you want to talk about? I know it's been a while since we've done the Dour Hour, and it is always an open forum discussion. And so I didn't plan on doing the Dour Hour. I just looked at it. It was 3 o'clock, and I really don't have anything going on this afternoon at this very particular moment, other than I was going to smoke 2 blunts anyway. So I figured, let's smoke these shits together, everybody. Kal-El, what up? What up, what up, what up, what up? I don't know what you guys want to talk about. YouTube is shadow banning the shit out of me right now, so I gotta start making content 3-4 times a day again. Oh, tonight is Beat Boutique. And I have figured out which packs and what sounds we are going to be using for April's beat battle. So make sure you guys tune in so we can find out who the winner of March's beat battle is, and I will release the packs and the loops for April's beat battle, and it'll be on and popping for the next month. I got something special planned for this one, people. Bud took it. Was it a CD or a vinyl? Because somebody in Germany made HNIC3 vinyls. We didn't press vinyls up. I got one on my wall. You can see it right there. I ordered it from Germany. Like, we didn't press up vinyls. So somebody fucking, I know who it was. It was P's old manager, because he's a fucking piece of shit snake who did shit like that. Well, homie, the way you gotta look at it now is if you can find any physicals of any of P's work, just get that shit. Just get it, cause no. So Bud took away. It wasn't even a bootleg. What happened is P's old manager, that piece of shit snake ass motherfucker, went and made a deal over in Germany and didn't tell nobody and was just keeping all the money. And then I ended up finding out that he was selling fucking vinyls in Germany. And that's how I ended up getting one. I had to order it. I was like, yo, wait a minute. What the fuck? We didn't press up vinyls. So I ordered it, and it had the UPC symbols, and everything was exactly, the artwork was all correct, which means that it wasn't pixelated or anything. So that means that he went and made a fucking deal. Yeah. Welcome to music managers. People without any talent whatsoever stealing from people who do have talent. Well, that's just the way it is. Well, your moms and pops are fucking dope then, dude. It is I try to tell everybody that the music industry is the devil's playground. So, Emmanuel, what up, homie? I'm going to show you guys what we're doing for April's beat battle. We're going to do something a little bit different this month. Instead of sending out a bunch of loops that I made randomly, I am going to make you guys work for it this time. And I will be sending out the files from this vinyl, from the Blessed Broke. And this is the sample pack. I have permission from the band to do this. And we're going to see what you guys can make. So it's not just going to be loops this time. It will be the files from this vinyl. Infamous, what up, homie? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which would be 9 songs that you guys will be able to fucking cut up and sample and make some beats out of. But I told you guys we're going to do something a little bit different this month. And instead of me sending out a loop pack that I made, I'm going to send out the files from this band, from this vinyl, and you guys can chop it up any fucking way you see fit, and we'll see what you guys can make out of it. So, I will speak much more in depth about this shit tonight on Beat Boutique. But that's what we're doing this month. So, Bud Toker, the real question is which P album are they selling for $900? That's the real question. Oh well, Bud took. I moved Beat Boutique from Thursday to Friday because a lot of people are starting to go back to work. And Thursday night, a few people were not able to participate in Beat Boutique anymore because they had to get up and go to work on Friday mornings. So to accommodate the working crowd, I have shifted Beat Boutique to Fridays. I mean, more power to them if they got somebody that wants to give them $900 for that. This the physical game is getting a little bit outrageous. I mean, I've seen Hegelian online for $1,600. That's the most. That's the most I've seen somebody pay for that. I've seen $1,000 a couple times, but 1,600 was just like, damn, dude. For 1,600, my copy, my physical copy, is right there, right there, on the wall, framed. 1,600. I told homie 1,600. I'll take the shit off my wall, sign it to you, sign it, and then send it to you, dude. That was crazy. You know what's crazy about the shit is I fucking made the album, but I only got one copy of it. Trust me, I tried to get more. The label would only give me one. And to be perfectly honest with you, they didn't give it to me. I took it from them. They literally handed us 3 copies of the album. That was it. And we were supposed to give it to Premiere on Sirius. I think we were going to do... anyway, it's supposed to be for 3 DJs for radio station interviews, and I was like, nope, they're not getting one of these, and I ended up stealing one, and that's the only reason I even have a copy myself, and I fucking made the album. So, welcome to the music industry, y'all. I bet you guys didn't know that whenever you get a platinum plaque or something like that, you have to pay for that yourself. It's not like the label's like, congratulations on making us a ton of money because you sold 1 million copies. Here's a plaque to commemorate that shit. Nope, they charge you for it, and it's a couple $100. It's like in the NFL. If you want to give away your jersey after a game, your team charges you for those shits, and they're like $500. Which is crazy. Like, the team is making $1 billion fucking dollars, and you're going to charge the players for their game-worn jerseys? Absolutely nuts. But it's the way the world works. Maximize profit. Yeah, dude, you have to pay for your own. They don't give that shit to you. That's not a gift. They literally charge you for that, and the bigger and crazier the plaque is, the more they're going to charge you. Mike J, what up, homie? Which is why I make my own plaques, people. I'm not sending a couple $100 to the label so they can send me a vinyl that's covered in gold spray paint. Like, just, it's not happening. So I just make my own shit. That and whichever fan arts people send me. If you send me fan art, or I'm still waiting for people to do it. If Hegelian has changed your life and you want to write me a letter, I will frame that shit and hang it on my wall, because that's the type of plaque I'm talking about. How did something that we did change your life for the better? Fuck a spray painted vinyl that's not actually even the vinyl. So, yeah, man, I'm doing good, yo. Weed has been legalized in New York. I am floating right now. Yeah, Bud Toke, I get a lot of DMs and whatnot with people talking about how, the album saved them or it taught them things or it woke them up or anything along that lines. And I want to like screenshot all those DMs and like frame them and shit. Because that shit is very important to me. And I thought about it the other day. I was like, you know what? Fuck that. It was like a month ago. It's like, yo, fuck that shit. I want a handwritten letter. I want somebody to sit down and write it by hand, not even type that shit up. Old school. Take the time to write it and let me know if we improved your existence in any way whatsoever. And that right there is the dopest fucking plaque that you could ever get. Fuck it. Mike J, I appreciate it because that was one of my goals, and I spoke about it. Lump, what up, homie? I spoke about it at length. No skips. That was the goal as an executive producer. I do not want anybody to be able to skip anything. I wanted each song to have its own ability to stand on its own, but also I wanted it to be like a movie. And you can't just skip parts of a movie. You're going to end up missing something. And I wanted it to be like you couldn't skip any songs. You had to listen to it. So, good lump. Yo, man, 30-mile-an-hour sustained winds at Marine Park, homie. You want to talk about a shit show out on the golf course the other day. See, Mike J, everybody knows that's my favorite word when referring to that album. If I can get somebody to say the M word, I won't say it myself because it's not my job to say that. But if somebody will pull out that word, then I have achieved my goal. Because that word encompasses so much shit. Yo, guys. You guys are fucking awesome. I talk about you guys all the time. Anybody that helps me hold it down for P in any way whatsoever, you guys hold a special place in my existence. So much so that if you guys ever hit this crazy city that I live in, let me know because I will come fuck with you. And you just have to ask Dot, Billy Lines, Optimal, anybody who's part of the 333. If you make it to New York, prepare your lungs because I'm popping up or you're coming over here and we are smoking. And I will show you gratitude as much as I possibly can for supporting what it is that I do. Because it still blows my mind that anybody would fuck with me. Like, it's absolutely blows my mind, especially with something creative. If I create something and people fuck with it, it's like such a humbling experience. It's such a humbling experience. D. Barry, what up, homie? Yo, D. Barry. Weed is legal in New York, homie. Yeah, you could see the look in my face. Not like it's changed my smoking habits whatsoever, but what a feeling to be like, yo, this shit is legal here. Like, there's not even a possibility that the police are going to stop you. That's not even, you don't even have to think about it anymore. Yeah, dude, in New York, it's you can smoke wherever you can legally smoke cigarettes. It's the Wild West up here right now, homie. Biden won't do it, but Harris will. Even though she was is the Attorney General of California, well, she cracked down on weed big time. But as president, which she actually is, they're going to do it in 2022. I imagine they're going to float the idea, and if it doesn't pass in 2022, I guarantee you in 2024 they're going to have it up as a thing. Because first of all, they're going to see what happens tax wise in New York and New Jersey. They're going to be like, yeah, we need to do that everywhere. Yeah, see, it's on, man. It's on and popping. You got Virginia doing it? That's a Commonwealth state, dude. I almost got arrested in Virginia for having one empty vape pen. They said it was a felony charge because a vape pen is considered a concentrate. And the shit was fucking empty. And they still tried to give me a felony charge. Well, Mike J, yeah, D-Berry, I told you guys that story. The shit was lighting up like a lightsaber. There wasn't even any oil in it, and they still tried to hit me with the felony. Colton, it happens, man. It happens. I mean, lump, dude, I've been playing well. I've been hitting the ball well, and then we got in 30-mile-an-hour sustained winds, and there was no hitting the ball well happening anymore, dude. That shit was going all types of sideways. Well, Bud Toker, the crazy thing is, just a few years ago in New York, I caught a weed case. Like, in a 2-year span, Gonzaga's probably going to win, dude. They're rolling through this shit. In a 2-year span, I went from catching 2 felonies and 10 Class A misdemeanor charges. It might have been 3 felonies. Mita, what up? And I had to get a super ill lawyer, so, get a good lawyer, people. To now it's fully fucking legal. Like, yeah, it might have been decriminalized for not the amount of shit I had on me, dude. Mike, it just looks like Gonzaga, the way that they're playing right now, they are executing at a whole different level of everyone else. Baylor's pretty fucking dope there. They're pretty good defensively, so that'd be a good finals matchup. But Gonzaga is really, really fucking rolling. Yeah, dude, they're really executing at a whole different level. They've only had one game that was within single digits the entire season. They beat everybody they played by double digits except one team, and that one team was WVU. They beat them by 5. Yeah, but Vita, Amsterdam is about to change their fucking weed laws and shit, like their drug laws. Because they've lost the tourism. Tourism has been eradicated in Amsterdam because of the Roni. So they are currently in discussions on how to make up their budget shortfalls because of no tourism. And I guess they're going to try to fucking turn it into like a family town or a family city and have people buy real estate. Shit like that. Yeah, it's funny because, you think about Europe, all right? Europe is in the EU. So there's a lot of nation states in Europe. Italy, France, Spain, all that, right? So the European Union encompasses all of that. So you would have to have the European Union make weed legal. And that's never going to fucking happen. I mean, it will, but not for a while. So you have to even look at just how the United States is doing it. It didn't happen as a whole country, which would mirror the European Union. We have 50 states. You have to look at the 50 states as 50 nation states, just like Europe is. And some of our states, California, Texas, Alaska, are bigger than almost any country in Europe outside of like Russia. So within each nation state, they have to first legislate it correctly and pass it. And then the European Union would have to pass it because their laws actually supersede nation states' laws. So that's the weird thing about the European Union. It's the same thing here. National laws supersede states' laws. So weed is still illegal nationally, but it's basically legal in every single state except like 8 of them at this point. And those 8 will get on board because it's the tax revenue and whatnot. And now is the perfect time to do all that because of the budget shortfalls across the entire world. So what happens when somebody runs out of money? They start selling weed. And look what the nations of the world are starting to do. They're starting to sell fucking weed. Look at anybody who's broke. Yo, man, we should get a pound or something and sell some weed. That's all the world's doing. It's getting pounds and starting to sell weed everywhere. Now, the one thing that's going to suck about this, though, is now you're getting into conglomerations and mass corporations and things like this, especially on the international level. Multinationals and things like that. And so that means it's going to turn into like cigarettes. All that pre-rolled shit that you get from stores, it's going to have stuff to get you addicted to it and whatnot. Tobacco itself isn't addicting. The nicotine that they add to it makes it addicting. So there will be additives and shit. And then, yeah, I know, Mike J, that's the whole point. If you can get a band for each one, you good money, man. You have a good flip. So yeah. All right, so yeah, no, you could feel the GMO weed when you smoke it, and I'm ultra sensitive to shit like that. I get headaches from everything. No, trust me, Mike. Oh, I know. So, you guys know what the second blunt means. If anyone wants to join the Dour Hour, send me your email and I will add you to the Zoom session. Now let's pin this one. All right, yeah, if you guys want to, if anybody wants to be added into the Dour Hour, I know I haven't done this shit in a while, but the second blunt of the Dour Hour typically is anybody wants to pop in, I'll send you the link to Zoom, pop in the Zoom room, and let's talk about whatever the fuck it is you want to talk about. I did get some things in the mail this morning for 333 merchandise for the shop. Continuing to grow. I swear to God, I just wanted to like start posting ideas and designs and whatnot to like build up some interest. And I had no fucking clue that it was going to get as big as it did so fast. And I'm a little bit behind in manufacturing because I was not prepared for the response. I am humbled by the response, 1,000,000%. But I definitely was not prepared for it. I was more or less starting to build the foundation for the fall season. And I had no idea it was going to be this well received. It's awesome though, because I make shit that I want to wear myself, and if you guys like the shit that I make, then that's fucking cool. I used to have a clothing line way back, actually before I even met P, I'd already started working on it with a girl that I was entangled with. And P loved it. It was called Karma Tees. And P fucked with it hard body, man. He loved what we were doing. He always told me, like, nah, keep doing what you're doing. This is a good idea. This is a good idea. Keep doing it. But me and that girl broke up, and she owned the rights to the name because she paid for it, even though it was my idea. But she was a trust fund child, so she had tons of money. And at that moment, I did not have any. So, yeah, whenever we stopped fucking talking to it again, she kept the name, and I didn't want to start all over. Yeah, it was called Karma Tees, but like this. So it was even a play on words with just the name itself. And every shirt and hoodie had some type of like fortune cookie theme or statement. You know, like the first one said, what goes around comes around in a circle. And on the back of every shirt, it said, karma has my back somewhere. It might have been ghosted. You might not be able to see it unless you looked at the right angle or stuff. But I put it somewhere on the back of every shirt. In some manner, it said, karma has my back. You might have, Mike J, because it was dope, man. It was fucking dope. And, you know, P really fucked with it. He said, this karma, this positive karma thing, this shit is dope, man. Keep doing this. Keep doing this. And, yeah, like I said, you know, me and her stopped talking to each other, and I asked her for the company. I was just like, it was my idea, and I'm the one who sold everything and designed everything. You just paid for it, so what's up? Can I, like, have this company? And she, of course, there's a lot of negative emotions and whatnot going on at the time, so she was like, no. I'm going to keep it. And then she never did nothing with it anyway, which was super whack. And now, to be perfectly honest with you, the trademark is up. It wasn't renewed. So technically, I can go do that company again. But you guys wanted hoodies and 333 merchandise, so I'm doing that now instead. I don't even care about that one, man. I look at it as doing that taught me the lessons necessary for what I'm doing now. So now that I'm doing a whole nother line and a whole deal and thing, it taught me the lessons necessary to properly execute this time. And honestly, last time for Karma Tees, I didn't have a logo. It was just an idea. Like each shirt was like a whole different thing, right? This time is different. This time the logo was done first, and it's all about branding and things of that nature. It's fun. Ow. A stem in my blunt. I can feel it. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. You know, it's just stay tuned and tap in with me, man, because I got a lot of things in my brain. I'm not going to rush it all out. I am not afraid to be patient during the process. All right, Mike, so let's put it this way. I grew up on a farm in the mountains of West Virginia. And the only way out of the mountains was go to college or like play sports. You know, it's kind of like it's a hood because it's financially destitute, right? So it was the same type. You either, play basketball or you fucking rap or something to get out of the hood. Well, in the mountains, you either, if you don't want to end up in the coal mine, you either end up in college and try to get yourself out of there, or you play sports, and that'll get your ticket out. So it was just like sports. And I ended up going to college for football, right? And I didn't start making music and make a beat for rap music and start recording people until my junior year of college. No. Sophomore. Yeah, sophomore year of college. And I didn't even smoke weed until my sophomore year of college, if you can believe that. So, and then I dropped out at 23 and was off and running at the Art Institute. So, I had no idea. I never even rapped, made hit a single note, like nothing, created no music ever until 22. And as soon as I started, I knew that was it, though. So you'll find it, dude. All right, so the real question is, all right, let me ask you something, Mike. If you hit the lottery tomorrow, after you went on your spending spree and bought all the clothes you wanted and all the cars and the houses and traveled and did all the shit, then what? What would you do with your time then? So, whatever it is you would do with your time in that scenario is what you should do for a job. And then you'll never work a day in your life. So, if I hit the lottery tomorrow, I would still be doing exactly what it is that I'm doing now, dude. I'd still do RIP TV, Mobb Deep Monday, all this. This is what I do. Make beats, smoke blunts, things of this nature. So, knowing that, so that's what it is. And P's the one, me and him had this conversation very early on in our professional relationship. And we were sitting at Infamous Studios, and he said, so, what you understand that most people don't understand is the what's next scenario. I was like, yo, what are you talking about? He was just like, all right, you get a platinum plaque. What's next? You make $1 million. What's next? You still have to, you wake up the next day and it's like, your bank account might say it's $1 million, but nothing really changed. So what's next? And we got to the point of the conversation where it was, well, if you won $100 million, right? And you never had to work another day in your life, you're going to go spend, there's going to be the honeymoon period where you go and blow like 10 or 20 million dollars on a house and like all the shit you ever wanted in your life that you never could afford, and you're going to travel and all that. All right, when all that's over, what's next? Then what? Now what are you going to do with yourself? Just sit there and do nothing? What are you going to do with your time? Because once you free yourself of the financial burden, you realize that the only currency that we have is time. Unless it's your last day on this planet, each person is given the same amount of currency every day at midnight. You get 24 hours. So, knowing that time is literally the only currency that we do have, you must spend it wisely. And I've always known that, which is why I've always just pursued whatever it is that makes me happy. At all costs, whatever it takes. So, time is the only currency. Vita, no, I do not drink alcohol at all. I always tell everybody there's a difference between wealth and being rich. Being rich, you might have a giant bank account. Yeah, Mike J. That movie is exactly the concept. Time is our only currency. The concept of that movie is incredible. So anyway, the difference between being wealthy and being rich. I know people that have $2, $3, $4, $5, $600 million, but they also work 18 to 20 hours a day because that's what it takes in order to achieve that level sometimes. And then, I know other people who make 50 grand a year and are the wealthiest people that you'll ever meet because time is the currency. And if you can wake up in the morning and be like, I can do whatever it is I want to do today, then you are the wealthiest person. You are amongst the true elite. Yeah, that's good, dude, because alcohol is the devil, yo. Even the root word, alcohol, it means a demon. It literally is spirits and demons. So, I get too many headaches to drink, dude. I got severe head trauma and whatnot. So, the whole hangover aspect, I will not introduce that into my hemisphere. I did it enough. And the older you get, the worse those hangovers are. And I am well past my youth, and I am well past the days of going out and partying in New York City. I'm not built for that shit no more, and P's not here. I'm not going to go out without P. Shit's stupid. And, trust me, going out with like P, Twid, Alchemist, any of these people you hang out with, any of these people, like going out with celebrities is hilarious. You're not waiting in line, which if you're me and you're walking past the line with P and everybody, they're like, oh, that's P, but who's that dude? Why the fuck does he get to walk past everyone? Also, we used to go to clubs in the meatpacking district dressed like this. Hoodies, hats, like whatever. And that's another hilarious factor is if you're in an uppity club like that and you have a hoodie on, everybody's literally like, who the fuck is that? And how did they get in here like that? So, and sometimes people would actually ask you, like, yo, how did you get in here? Like, who are you? How did you get in here wearing that? And I would always just say the same thing. I'm a fucking rock star, and then just keep it moving. I mean, we all know that the majority of humans thought that I was Alchemist. But the ones who don't know rap music at all and didn't mistake me for Al would just, they'd always be like, how? How did you get in here like this? Exactly, Bud Toker. So, here's a funny story. The succubus that I was entangled with during the Karmatees era and myself had gone out in Manhattan and we were partying all night, like just bouncing around all over the place. And we got a hotel room in downtown. And at this hotel, at the very top of it is a rooftop lounge and whatnot. And it's New York City's highest lounge. It's like, 40 some stories up. And you can see all of downtown. Like, it's fucking dope as shit. But it's extremely uppity. And there's a lot of Europeans in there. Very few Americans actually go to that place. It's a very Eurocentric place. And girls are required to, like, wear heels and dresses and shit. And you're supposed to wear a button-up or a tie. And like all that shit. And we were getting ready to go into the elevator to go up to our room. And the succubus I'll tell you a story about it too. So the succubus sees this line into the left elevator. It's just like, yo, what's that line for? And they're like, well, there's a club upstairs. And she's like, well, let's go to the club. And they're like, well, there's a dress code. Yo, I swear to God, this was so funny. It was just me and her. She looked at the security guard and goes, do you know who that is right there? He's just like, no. And all she said was, he works with Mobb Deep. And apparently this security guard was a huge Mobb Deep fan. Yo, he grabbed both of us, took us into the elevator, didn't let anybody else on, personally escorted us up to the club, took us straight to the bar, and then just gave us a handful of drink tickets. And it was just like, yo, man, I love Mobb Deep. And then he just left and went back and did his job. Now, her and I had been in a rave all fucking night. And I had a hoodie on, Tim's. I had weed fucking pouring off of my body at that point. She's covered in glitter and shit. You know, she had a hoodie on. Probably had no pants on at that point. But anyway, we did not belong in that place at all. But he was a huge fan. He, like, took us up there, told everybody, like, nah, take care of them, right? And, yo, the amount of people who came up to us and asked us who the hell we were because we were in that club just dressed like we literally got transported from a rave into one of the most uppity clubs in New York. And everybody's just like, who the fuck are these people? Yeah, hilarious shit. So Mike J, the reason that I called her a succubus is because that's exactly what she was. Now here's the funny part about that, because I'm me and this is what I do. The second time her and I ever hung out, I called her a succubus to her face. And I told her that she was sent here to stop me from achieving greatness. And I actually called her succubus the entire time, the entire 3 years that we were entangled. Like, that was my name. You know how you give whatever your significant other is some type of name? That was mine for her. And if you think I'm lying, you should know that I don't. And I literally called her succubus to her face for 3 fucking years. I mean, yo. Oh, yes. So, it's funny, yo, because me, her, P, and then maybe one of her friends or whatever, we used to go out all the time. Yo, P liked her. She loved P. She was fun. She was fun, man. She liked to party for real. But, yeah, we used to go out all the time. And P knew that I called her. Everybody knew I called her that. I mean, if that's what you are, like, a spade is a spade. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Yeah, so, Beat Boutique tonight at 9 o'clock. And I think possibly, since we're in April, 24K, what up, man? Since we're in April, I do believe that I will be doing the Beat Shop now. I should start it. And that is a show where you guys get to shop beats to whichever rapper that I have on as a guest for the day. And that's your opportunity to shop beats directly to an artist. And who knows, maybe they're going to fuck with something that you guys send me. You're also going to get their reaction live on air. So it will be instantaneous feedback, not only from me, but also from an artist. So you'll get feedback from an artistic standpoint also, instead of technical feedback, which is what I usually give you guys. Because if I give you feedback artistically, I might be like, nope, trash, next. And That's not the point of Beat Boutique. The point of Beat Boutique is to help you guys make better music. So now the beat shop, it's going to be different, man. I might flame on somebody. Because I will treat the beat shop as an industry type deal instead of a technical deal where I'm trying to assist you in improvement. What I mean by an industry type deal is if you're in the studio playing beats for an artist and they don't like it or it doesn't fit, it's next. It's like it's going to happen real quick. And what are you going to do? Get offended? You know, you can't get offended. This is what happens. I mean, I had a beat shopping session very, 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 like, first year of my career in the game. And it was for a dude who managed the game and this dude Gravy, the guy who did, who played Biggie in the Biggie movie. And, you know, I went and played. He had actually asked me to come to this beat session because he had heard this beat that I was playing at the end of a session that he was part of. And he was feeling that beat, but then when it came time for it to be specifically for Game and Gravy, you know, I played him like 30, 40 beats or whatever, and at the end of it, he just said, "Yo, Joe, man, I know you're new and you're young, so I'm going to teach you something right now. Whenever you're playing beats for like a specific artist, try to make sure that you're playing things for that artist and not just beats." And I was like, oh shit, fuck, learned that lesson hard because, you know, like 30 out of those 40 beats definitely weren't for Game or Gravy, but they were just shit that I made. You know, you had to be a little bit more specific. Lesson learned. Didn't land no beats with either of them. And then pretty much immediately after things like that happened, it was too late for me. I was an engineer. The needle had been put into my veins. There was no going back. Once I was able to enter the fifth dimension, mixing records, there was no going back. It's the only place that I wanted to be. Action Bronson is my homie, and that is a very, 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 very funny individual. And he is as genuine as you can get because exactly who you see on Fuck That Delicious and all his shows. That's exactly who he is in real life. There is no fakeness to him. Vita, sometimes I'm going to say things that are only going to make sense to people who have... See, this is what I hate about all this, like, secret society shit and these levels of knowledge and all this dumb shit, is they only release information to you once you reach these certain levels. So if you haven't reached certain levels, then it's like you can't stumble upon it, and you might not even... They're not going to give it to you unless they feel that you're worthy of this information, right? So when I say some shit like that, I can't really explain it, dude. I mean, we're 3 dimensions, right? The 4th dimension is time. The 5th dimension is a whole different other thing, dude. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't really explain it that easily. It's just like sometimes you say shit like that, and then you might be around some people that know, and they're going to just look at you, and then when you look at each other, then you know that you're about to have a dope-ass fucking conversation with somebody, because it's rare that you get to speak with people who are on a level that you are, or who have surpassed you and on a different level. Yes, completely esoteric stuff, dude. So I mean, if you want to say different laws, I don't want to say the true laws, but I guess you could say the hidden laws of the universe. This information is protected, which is kind of fucking whack. But the further along you get into this shit, you will realize that, I mean, they always say with great power comes great responsibility. And if you just give all of the world's assholes the ability to manifest at will, oh boy. So, you know, the older I get, I kind of empathize with the protection of the knowledge. After all, not everybody gets to drive a Ferrari. And if you had a Ferrari, you just wouldn't throw the keys to anybody. So that's how you gotta look at it. And I know it's fucking weird, but, you know, it's not even that there's rules to this shit, because I'm Neo in the Matrix. The rules don't apply. But there is a responsibility. And that's the part that I understand now. I must be high as shit to be talking about this right now. What the fuck is going on, guys? Alright, let's pivot off of that. I can't. You guys are going to end. I'm going to end up saying something I probably shouldn't say. I hope everybody's crypto portfolios are doing well. I know it's been a while, but I hope your guys, I hope that you have, if you have not invested or mined in some way whatsoever, I hope that you have at least gained some knowledge. I mean, it's New York, dude. What do you think? Retarded is what they are. I don't know. You only get taxed on crypto whenever you sell it for a profit. So, at this point, they're going to try to figure out a way to tax crypto and whatnot whenever you're only doing commerce with crypto. Bud Toka, homie, just email me. You already did. I'll send you all of the links for all of the things that I do in the crypto world. There's faucets that give you free crypto just for checking in every hour. There are games that pay you in Bitcoin. There are mining apps that will just mine away for you. So I am all about putting everybody on as much. Bitcoin, obviously. Ethereum, you can't lose with that one. If you want to look at lower price coins that are affordable, then Chainlink, Filecoin, Graft, Cardano, Ontology, VeChain, and BitTorrent. You're not going to lose. Well, Mike J, there are network fees. Well, Mike J, I only invest in coins that the technology makes sense and it's a viable asset. So, no, Filecoin took the fuck off, dude. It exploded, which means it's going to continue its meteoric rise, and that's the thing. You have to look at it as long-term numbers. If you want to go with short-term, You got to be involved 24/7, always watching charts and riding the wave. I look at things as long term, and I literally look at crypto as the new frontier of technology because of blockchain technology. So then it's all about which technology makes sense and is viable. Is it needed? Will it improve? You can, with humanity, you always invest in convenience. Uber, PayPal, things like that. It made things more convenient for humans. DoorDash, all these things. Cash App, Venmo. Oh, Cardano, yes, Cardano, definitely jump on it. So, the good thing about crypto, this is what I try to explain to everybody, is you don't need a degree. You don't have to be part of some club that's going to allow you to gain this information. You don't have to have anything. You don't have to have, you could go to each coin, to their website, and learn all about it on your own. And it's all up to you. And then you can go apply the knowledge. So, this is why the shit is fucking dope. It is financial sovereignty. So, with that in mind, I'm all about the technology behind the blockchain and the coin or the token itself. What is the point of it? That's why I don't fuck with Doge. I know Elon keeps pumping it up because he owns like $3 billion worth of it. So every time he pumps it up, he makes money. But there's no tech behind it. There's no viability behind the tech. It was a meme. It was a joke. So, yes, you can make short-term money off of it, but I'm not a short-term flipper. I'm more looking at it as long-term because we're still in the early adoption phase of crypto. It hasn't even reached its peak yet, but it's getting close. And it's just good to stay ahead of everything. 7 Day, what up? Well, they limit the mining because it's pre-programmed into it. So once a blockchain is completed, and once so many blockchains have been completed, then the hash rate gets reduced. And that's, the mining speed. And it's pre-programmed scarcity and throttling down of the mining speed in order to hedge against inflation. So that's the entire idea of it. So the longer and longer, the closer and closer that we get to the last Bitcoin, which will be 22.1 million Bitcoins, the mining rate itself gets reduced slower and slower and slower. Well, 7 Day, the way you got to look at it is Bitcoin is Apple. It's its own singular operating system. And Ethereum is a PC. It's open-ended. It's an open-ended blockchain, so you can go build your own tech off of their blockchain. So Ethereum eventually in the future is going to be way bigger than it is now. But Bitcoin being the standard setter and the original, and the fact that it is so scarce, that it's only going to keep going up. Well, it depends, Infamous. The leverage that I use is, understanding the resistance point. So if the resistance point is 60,000, that's what it is right now. Once it crosses 60,000, if just for a second, then you leverage yourself out, because what's going to happen is all those put options that were put at 60,000 kick in, and all those get sold, and now the price will tank. And then you leverage yourself back in at that short little dip, and then it immediately retraces right back up. So No, I don't use any of that shit. I literally watch the numbers on Cash App because it's pretty responsive time-wise. It's much faster than Coinbase or any of the other chart things that I watch. And then I just figured out that crypto is physics. It's physics and math, and it behaves as such. And once you figure that out, it's easy. You don't have to watch charts or anything like that. You understand where it's going to happen before it even does, and you just sit and wait. Leverage out, leverage back in. Or if you don't want to pull the leverage move, then it's called buy the dip, and you understand when the dip is going to come, and whatever your investment funds are, that's when you just bang, because it's going to retrace immediately, and there you go. You just turned whatever you put in into more by understanding that it's physics. So, if you guys have ever seen the movie Pi, this is pretty much what it comes down to, because in Pi there was a certain number that if you knew that number, then you would see God. And this guy was trying to find that number, and through his equation that he was doing, these people in the stock market were trying to get him to figure out this equation, because if you could figure it out, then you could predict the stock market. And it's kind of the same shit, man. Because mathematicians and physicians, they might not understand that that's exactly what crypto is, and that's how it behaves. The universe is governed by laws that are indisputable. Math is basically it. Frequencies, math, physics, all of this, the universe, all of it is governed by this. And crypto is no fucking different, people. So, it is 3:33 somewhere. And what that means for me is I'm going to go do some other shit. The movie is called Pi. It's the symbol pi, the pi symbol. That's the name of the movie. So, I appreciate everybody coming by for the Dour Hour. It's been a while. It is April, and I will start trying to do this more often, because Dour is now legal in New York, which is fucking hilarious. And everything's made of vibrations, homie. Yeah, hit me on Instagram. We'll make it happen, Infamous. I got everybody that wants to know. Just hit me. I will send you links. Get money, people. It's out there. Gain your financial freedom. So, I will see you guys tonight for Beat Boutique. Yeah, get your shit together and let's make your music better. Until then, RIP P 333, you know, all that dope shit.